Have you ever noticed all the leaders of the world is coming to the United States to see if they can solve the problem that they have? Like the United States government is the peacemaker. You know that the United States government is not the peacemaker because they stir up things all over the place to cause confusion with other government. Now, the president of Israel came to the United States, or the prime minister, and he been held by the World Court for war crime. Now Putin is doing the same thing. Is he going to be lucky like the prime minister of Israel? Get away, they did not arrest him? Because the way the president of the United States is speaking, he's saying he will know right away if this guy want to have peace or not. And if he do not want to have peace, he's going to walk away. He is going to walk away. Could you imagine? So now, he's going to walk away. Are they going to arrest him at the same time he walk away? Because he is the troublemaker for the United States right now. If he don't want to have peace. But United States fighting against Russia, or Russia is fighting against Ukraine? Which one of it? Because United States is going around and trying to make a deal. And it's not fighting. So my question is, do the United States is fighting Russia? Which one is it? Because Ukraine doesn't have anything to say about the fighting as far as Russia concerned. So now, Putin is in the way of the one world order. Can you hear me, black people? Well, black people is not paying attention to nothing whatsoever. They are not paying attention to nothing. You know why? Because they are concerned. They don't concern about nothing whatsoever. And that's what is going on. If they're concerned, then what taking place would not be taking place. You know what I mean? What taking place right now? Africa is fighting, and you don't see the United States get up in there and trying to solve the problem. Eritrea, Ethiopia is fighting, Sudan is fighting, South Sudan is fighting, and nobody's not saying anything. A whole bunch of places fighting. Plus Israel is fighting, Lebanon, all of that is Africa. And they're silent in that. So their goal is to eliminate Russia. And guess what? If they eliminate Russia, nobody's not going to say nothing. Nobody going to say nothing. It's going to keep on until they reach China. Because they're done with Israel, they're done with Syria already. Iran, they partly finished with it. So all they're doing, they're puppets. As I said in past program, those guys are puppets. Because somebody's pulling the string. What I'm saying, excuse me, I do not know why the Russian president take the chance of going to Alaska when he's wanted by the world government? The world court, he's wanted, as they said. Are Trump going to let it get away? Because if Putin doesn't tell Trump what Trump wants to hear, the meeting is over with. Are they going to call in the CIA? Or call in the juggling and get rid of him? Just think about it. Are they going to call the juggling or the CIA or the FBI and say, hey, here he is, and sweep him up to the world court? So what would happen? What Medvedev is going to be doing in Russia? We're going to have a nuclear war? I don't think so, because they already crossed the red line many, many times. But the president of Russia is taking a big chance. I would not go there, because the government of the United States does not keep their word. Everybody knows that. The private citizens know that, and also the leaders of government know that. They don't keep their word in what they're saying and what they're doing. So why the president of Russia taking that chance? If they take him away, you think the war would be over with? What do you think? But some leaders cannot think like some private citizens cannot think. They get in trouble and they sit around until the trouble caught up with them. They don't know to run away from the trouble because they think the court is going to be in their favors. That's how dumb some citizens are. And that's so dumb some government are. They get caught up too. They have to go to the world court because they didn't know to run. Because they figure they're going to fight and win the world court. When the enemies of those people are the world court. They can't think. So what I'm saying, the president of president of Russia, I think he made a bad mistake. I think he's going to make a bad mistake. As the president of the United States said, he do not know what's wrong with him. He's gone mad. What do you think? He said, I don't know what's wrong with the president. We get along. You don't need to get along with another president of another country. You need to get along with your people of your country. You're not supposed to be away from your country. You're the leader of your country. And if people want to talk to you, you should not go to their country to talk to them. You have no problem with those people, so why are you going to their country to talk with them? If you want to talk to the country that have the problem with, either they come to your country or you go to their country. Ukraine and Russia have a problem because Ukraine want to join NATO and Russia does not want them to do that. So they should talk to Ukraine about that. Not talking to the United States about that. Is United States on Ukraine? Or Ukraine is another state of the United States? Which one is it? Which one is it, people? Is Ukraine a state of the United States? The answer is no. Ukraine border Asia and Europe. It should not belong to no one. But that's what the government of the United States do in their doing. They go around and cause problem. So you can bow down to their will. And the will is the one world order. Only 3 places left. Russia, Iran, and China. To bow down to the will of the United States. 3 places. India already gone. Pakistan is gone. Australia is gone. Japan is gone. South Korea is gone. So Vietnam is gone. So those places are under the will of the United States. China, Iran, and Russia does not under the will. So they're going to break them down to the will. So if they get rid of the president of Russia, and they go in there and they share up that land, or keep it for themselves, do the same thing with Iran, so China will be by itself. So now they can go in and get rid of China all by themselves. You know what I mean? But the people are not looking and paying attention. They have their monkey talk. And horse playing. And donkey riding. That's all they're doing. The people have no thought anymore of thinking. Nothing whatsoever. No thought of thinking. So everything gone to the donkey riding, horse playing, and all type of foolish gossiping. That's what's going on. So the people become so silly, and also the government. I had a book and it said, when the government no longer can protect the people who they govern, those people will go astray because the government no longer can protect them. And that's what's going on right now. Everything is going into a mess, into a hula hoop, because the government of the United States want to tell everybody what to do. The government, the private citizen. So maybe United States is heaven. And who want to make war with the United States? Hello? Who want to make war with the United States? There is not one found who want to make war. Because the United States government, read my lips, they kill pregnant women, babies, boys and girls, whole men, whole women. They're not afraid to kill when they go to war. So maybe that's why other government is afraid of the government of the United States. The whole other government, they're afraid to kill. Not the United States. They kill boys and girls and pregnant women. You don't have to take my word. Those that been to Vietnam can tell you. And if you do not have that understanding, I can help you. Straight up. And that's why they're doing what they're doing. So maybe this place is heaven, and the president of the United States is God himself. Any president that come in the United States, they are God of themselves, and they make the rules for the whole entire world and for the rest of government. Because God made government. The God of the Bible made government, and the government is to protect the people. But when the government cannot protect the people go astray. So is the United States government is protecting the people? No, because the people are homeless, no shelter, children abused by adults. The government is not preparing a lot of shelters for citizens. Not a lot of medical attention. They do when they want to. Little here and little there. And that's why we are in a mess. Because they're taking the money to fight wars. Unnecessary wars. That is not called for. And if they just listen to the president of Russia, he said, hey, we don't want NATO to expand. Please stop it. We don't want Ukraine to join NATO. Please stop it. We don't want the bandinos to be killing the Russian people. Stop doing it. And nobody's not paying attention to what the president of the Russian are saying. They don't want to hear none of that. They want the war to stop. But why they want the war to stop? When they stop the war, what are they going to be doing? Are they going to come to the words of the president of Russia? Hey, we don't want Ukraine to join NATO. Are they going to stop that? We don't want NATO to expand. Are they going to stop it? They don't want to hear that part. Because Putin wanted to join NATO a long time ago. You remember Clinton? President Clinton? He take up that offer with Clinton, and they didn't do a goddamn thing. So they don't want Russia to join. Because if Russia joins, they have nobody to fight. Are you following? No, you're not. Not paying attention. If Russia joins NATO, they have no one to fight. Because Russia is bigger than 2.5 times the size of Africa. Have you ever think of that? Russia is 2.5 times the size of Africa. And Africa is 2.5 times the size of the United States. Or 3.5 times the size. That's how big Africa is. All them places you call in Middle East, all of that is Africa. Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Jordan, Egypt, Lebanon, Libya, all of that you call it Middle East, all the way up to Iran, the Iranian border, all of that is Africa. So if you want to talk monkey business or play monkey games, go ahead and say you have a Middle East. The white people cut through the Suez Canal and divide up Africa and call it Middle East. Queen Victoria. But some people cannot understand. They want to stretch a law. They want to stretch an argument all the way out. And the argument can't come to an end. Or they want to have a long conversation and it cannot come to an end. When you can use 3 words and finish it. The white men cut the Suez Canal. That's it. The white people. So if you want to stretch it out, you can go along and stretch it out. Queen Victoria, whatever, bowling, whatever, hotter. No, it don't make any sense. Because the same shit going on. Your children is saying it's the Middle East right now. They're not saying Africa. No, they don't have time for that. So what I'm saying about the president of Russia, I think he made a mistake. He made a bad mistake. As the president of the United States said, he don't know what's wrong with him. Seem like he gone wild, he gone mad. But do you think it's 2 mad people talking? Have you ever seen 2 mad people talking? They talk madness, but they think they're talking real stuff. If you don't understand what I'm saying, go to the crazy house for a visit and see 2 mad people sit down and talking. I caught them on the street. So maybe both presidents are madmen. Because you're speaking about nuclear weapon. So which one going to use it first? United States already used it before and they can use it again. They're not afraid of using it. That's how it is in life. And the President of the United States he want to have domination over everything. One time he had a TV show and he talked to the people like a dog. He talked to the host like he talked to the guests. He speak like a dog to them, the apprentice. And for those of you that didn't watch Apprentice, you can still watch Apprentice. Always saying, you're fired. You're fired. Because you want to be the mighty man. So we don't know if he's crazy or not. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's crazy or not. If he do crazy, the doctor is not going to tell you until he fucked up something. And then they will tell you. Maybe he dropped 2 nuclear weapons and kill all the Russians. But if they do that, the land is going to be no good. It's going to be contaminated. What I'm saying, the United States is not afraid to use nuclear weapon on them Russian. In a minute, they will. If you think I'm bullshitting, you check it out. Okay? But I think the president made a wrong move. I don't see why didn't he let the president of the United States come to his country. I do not understand that. You go into a place where they can catch you to take you to the world court. Why? Why you do that, sir? They can blow up your plane. Your plane is going to be landing into the United States. I don't care how many licenses they gave you to land your plane. They have to do as the meeting over, they just put the handcuff on you and take you straight to that world court. Because they don't like you. All of them said you're a killer. And you still want to be friends with the government of the United States. Every one of them said he is a killer. Sorry, only one didn't say he's a killer. He said he sees his own soul into the man. You know who I'm talking. I don't like to call people names in public places. But he said he see the soul of that man. He didn't call him a killer. But the rest call him a killer. And they need to get rid of him. And he's still kissing up with them. They don't like you, sir. The government of the United States doesn't like you. The government of Ukraine, the leader doesn't like you. If you look into his eyes, he can't wait to catch you and do you like what they did with Gaddafi. And Putin remember what they did with Gaddafi. Putin doesn't forget that. He remember what they did with Gaddafi because he cried. All you have to do is try to find the video of Putin crying over the death of Gaddafi. And I don't think he forget. And what he's doing now is crazy. But think about it. You don't leave your country to go to talk to nobody to another country that is your enemies. Let your enemy come to your country and talk to you. Hello? You can't understand what I'm saying, so I'm out of here. Peace, respect. Tell a friend. Talk to you another time.